Red Bull boss Christian Horner sends strong message to Liam Lawson. Ahead of 2025 season, Christian Horner, team principal of Red Bull Racing, has issued a clear message to Liam Lawson following his confirmation as Max Verstappen's teammate for the 2025 Formula One season. Meanwhile, the president of the FIA, Mohammed Ben Sulayem, faces increasing pressure to resign amid growing criticism over a series of controversial decisions and accusations of treating drivers unprofessionally. In the latest F1 discussions, Mercedes' George Russell has sparked debate by claiming that Max Verstappen does not deserve his 2024 championship title. Stay with us as we dive deeper into these developments. Christian Horner prepares Liam Lawson for the challenge ahead. Christian Horner has set the stage for Liam Lawson's highly anticipated move to the senior Red Bull team in 2025, where he will partner Max Verstappen. This announcement follows a major reshuffle within Red Bull Racing, which also sees Isaac Hadjar replacing Lawson at AlphaTauri, where he will team up with Yuki Tsunoda. At just 22 years old, Lawson's rapid ascent in Formula One has been impressive, especially considering he has only participated in 11 Grand Prix races over the past 2 seasons. While his talent is evident, the task ahead is monumental. He will join Verstappen, a driver whose unparalleled success over the past few years has seen him win 4 consecutive world championships, setting a new standard in the sport. Christian Horner clarifies Liam Lawson's role at Red Bull. Verstappen is the undisputed leader. Christian Horner has provided a straightforward outline of Liam Lawson's role within Red Bull Racing, emphasizing that Max Verstappen will remain the team's clear #1 driver. In recent comments to the media, Horner acknowledged the complexities of pairing Lawson with Verstappen, drawing a parallel to football team dynamics. Absolutely, Horner confirmed, when asked if Lawson's role was to support Verstappen. In football terms, you can't have 2 elite center forwards. You need strength and depth across the team. Horner further explained the strategic reasoning behind the decision, highlighting Lawson's potential despite his limited experience. Liam's experience, while still developing, has shown great promise. He brings valuable depth in terms of engineering and tactical insight, which will be crucial in what looks set to be an intensely competitive season. Ferrari will field Hamilton and Leclerc. McLaren will have Norris and Piastri, all formidable pairings. Our approach is simple. Max is our lead driver. If Liam can challenge him in terms of lap times, that would be fantastic, but Max is our primary asset in the championship fight. Christian Horner on Red Bull's driver strategy and the role of Liam Lawson. Christian Horner also touched on the differing philosophies of F1 teams when it comes to driver pairings, noting that while some teams opt for 2 equally matched drivers, this approach often creates internal tensions. By clearly defining Max Verstappen's position as the team's undisputed leader, Red Bull aims to maintain a cohesive and focused atmosphere within the squad. The decision to promote Liam Lawson was not solely Horner's. For the first time, Red Bull's shareholders had a direct influence on the team's driver lineup. Longtime Red Bull advisor Helmut Marko revealed that, although negotiations with Sergio Perez had been amicable, the shareholders were keen on pursuing a younger, future-oriented driver lineup. Horner expressed his gratitude for the shareholders' backing. They've been incredibly supportive of the changes we've proposed. Liam is a product of our junior team, just like Sebastian Vettel and Max Verstappen before him. Horner also highlighted Verstappen's growth within the team, saying, "Max has been with us for 6 years now, and he's more than ready for this next challenge. What's impressed us the most is his character, his ability to handle pressure and scrutiny. Yes, Liam's only had 11 races, but the maturity he's shown in those has been outstanding. This is a driver who's fully capable of thriving alongside Max as his teammate." Ahead of the official announcement, Lawson gave an exclusive interview at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. The New Zealander exuded confidence, seeing his new role as a chance for growth rather than a challenge. "I realize I have a big challenge ahead of me. Max is the fastest driver on the track right now, and being half a second ahead of him is not a reality. But this is an incredible opportunity for me to learn from one of the best in the sport. Max played a key role in the development of the car and understands it perfectly. To have access to such knowledge and to work alongside such a driver is something I truly admire." Lawson rejected comparisons to Pierre Gasly and Alex Albon, who have failed to break out as Verstappen's teammates, emphasizing the importance of focusing on his own journey rather than other people's experiences. The most important thing for me is to make the most of this opportunity. I can't talk about what Gasly and Albon went through, but I know exactly what I want to achieve. Being part of this team and learning from Max is a chance to improve my performance and contribute to Red Bull's success. Meanwhile, FIA President Mohammed Ben Sulayem finds himself under criticism for his controversial decisions and arrogant attitude towards F1 drivers. FIA President Mohammed Ben Sulayem has found himself at the center of fierce criticism after a series of controversial decisions and disregard for concerns raised by Formula One drivers. This wave of discontent has led to calls for his resignation, with prominent figures in the world of motorsport questioning his leadership style and lack of respect for drivers. David Coulthard, a former Grand Prix winner, expressed his displeasure over recent remarks by Ben Sulayem, who rejected a letter from the Grand Prix Drivers Guild, GPDA. The letter demanded more transparency, including clarification on how the money from fines is spent, and criticized the FIA's stance on minor issues such as foul language, decorations, and the rules regarding fireproof underwear. In response, Ben Sulayem bluntly stated, "It's none of their business, sorry," adding that drivers should focus on what they do best, racing. Coulthard criticized this response on the podcast, saying, "That's exactly the type of arrogant response that pisses people off. Today's drivers are at the pinnacle of their sport, and to ignore their concerns is really disturbing." Reflecting back on his experience in Formula One, Coulthard said, "I never felt like a child, even when I made mistakes on the track. Frank Williams, Ron Dennis, and Christian Horner have always treated me with respect, in the same way you need to treat today's drivers." Former Formula One team principal Eddie Jordan has echoed David Coulthard's sentiments, warning that Ben Sulayem's neglect could have long-term consequences, especially with an election looming in 2025. When you have a group of famous personalities at the top of their sport, their voices should be valued, not ignored. Mohammed needs to establish a dialogue with them, Jordan said. Jordan suggested a simple solution to diffuse tensions. Get a few representatives like Lewis Hamilton, Fernando Alonso, and others to come forward and start a constructive dialogue. It's not only a question of respect, but also of effective leadership, he said. The GPDA letter raised concerns about the way the FIA manages various issues, from minor rules to the general tone with which Ben Sulayem treats or discusses drivers. The letter also called for a more respectful approach from the FIA president and the opening of a constructive dialogue. However, Ben Sulayem's sharp rejection of these suggestions has only deepened the rift. Critics argue that the conflict reflects deeper problems within the FIA's leadership. Meanwhile, George Russell has expressed doubts about Max Verstappen winning the 2024 Formula One World Championship, calling for a more intense rivalry in 2025. The Mercedes driver candidly shared his opinion on the Dutchman's victory, noting that it was more due to the mistakes of his rivals than his unquestionable dominance. Although Russell recognized the exceptional talent for Verstappen, he believes that his victory was not as inevitable as it might seem, especially given the problems of Red Bull in the middle of the season. Verstappen started the season with a solid start, dominating the first few races. However, an unexpected mid-season decline in Red Bull's performance led to a 10-race winless streak for the Dutchman. Despite these challenges, Verstappen remained steady, maximizing his results to keep his championship lead. The 2024 championship was ultimately decided in Las Vegas in November, when Verstappen claimed his fourth consecutive title victory. However, according to Russell, Verstappen's success this year depended more on his ability to avoid mistakes than on his absolute superiority on the track. Speaking to reporters, George Russell said that while Max Verstappen deserves praise for his consistency, the outcome of the championship could have been different if his rivals had capitalized on their opportunities. You could say that Max should not have won the championship this year, but others made a few mistakes and failed to capitalize on their chances. Opportunities don't fall every day. This was Lando's chance. Maybe McLaren will be back on track next year, maybe not. We just don't know how things will work out in the sport. The Mercedes driver also drew attention to Red Bull's unusual drop in form, which caused the RB20 to perform less impressively than its rivals. Despite this, Verstappen managed to turn every opportunity into a win when the car allowed, which emphasizes his consistency and racing prowess. There's so much buzz around Max. He really is an exceptional driver, but the fact remains that he's only won one race in the last 12. It clearly shows that anyone can be beaten because it all depends on your car, added Russell. So there have been quite a few unexpected twists and turns this Formula One season. And, as we can see, not everything is always as obvious as it seems. What do you think of George Russell's words? Do you agree with him that Max Verstappen won the championship more due to stability than absolute superiority? Share your opinion in the comments. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to like it if you liked it and subscribe to the channel.